Today, I'm doing something different from my normal knife videos, and I'm talking about a knife making material, a handle material specifically, that's created a lot of interest and a lot of controversy. So what we're talking about today is woolly mammoth tooth or woolly mammoth molar. And it has created a lot of interest and a lot of excitement because it's rare and it's beautiful and it is difficult to work with. There are very few people who can make good handles out of it because it tends to chip and crack and things. And the story about how we got it and how the controversy developed is a really cool story. So let's start with talking about where we got this stuff, and then we'll talk about all the controversy. So woolly mammoth, molar, and ivory have obviously been around for thousands of years, but in very small amounts. A few years back in Russia, some folks tried to build a road across the permafrost. And this was a forested permafrost area where the soil is always frozen and has been for apparently thousands of years. And they cut down the trees to make a road. Well, the problem was that in the summertime, the temperature of that area was so close to freezing that once they cut down the trees and the sunlight hit the ground, it started to melt the permafrost. And it didn't just melt a little bit, it continued to melt a larger and larger area until there was a giant crater. We're talking miles across. And as the sunlight melted lower and lower, inside that crater, it exposed thousands of mammoth skeletons. Some of them are actually well enough preserved that people have been going down there and digging out bones and trying to sequence DNA from mammoths out of these skeletons. But they also found tons of mammoth ivory from the tusks and mammoth molar from the rear teeth. This is kind of what the molar looks like. I'll show you some close-ups of what it looks like because it's extremely beautiful and it creates really eye-catching knife handles and jewelry and things like that. And because they found so many skeletons, the market opened up, right? It was available a lot more commonly than you would expect. And you could at one time get slabs of mammoth tooth molar like this for $60 or $70. I think I paid around $100 for this set. And that's when the controversy began. So people started being wary because this is similar to elephant ivory, right? People got concerned because will this create a demand for elephant ivory? People started to want to regulate it. And of course, regulations mean restrictions and taxes and things like that. So the reason that people are concerned is a good one. It's because elephant poaching is such a terrible problem that we've had for so many years, and definitely is something that should be discouraged. Don't get me wrong. I'm not encouraging that in any way. I think the ivory trade is a terrible thing, and elephants should not be killed for their teeth or their tusks. Please be very clear on that. However, people were concerned about mammoth molar because I think they were wondering if mammoth molar being more common would create more of an interest in ivory and therefore a demand for ivory and therefore people wanting to take it from elephants. I tend to be more of the opposite opinion on this, in that when you have something like this that is an illegal, dangerous thing in elephant ivory, right? It's something that is very illegal and very heavily prosecuted and should be. Mammoth molar and mammoth tusk, to me, provide a safe and legal alternative. If anything, I would think that would shift interest away from elephant ivory because I don't have to have an elephant anymore to get ivory or to get this molar stuff. And to me, that's a good thing. It's not like we're going to make woolly mammoths any more extinct. They're all extinct anyway. Why not use this beautiful material that we now have available and that we can do very cool things very ethically and without endangering any endangered species? So those are my opinions on mammoth molar. What are your opinions? Leave opinions down in the comments. Let me know if you've seen any pros or cons to this material. Like I said, I've made a few knives with it. I've seen some beautiful knives made out of it. I think the controversy is slowly going away, but I might be wrong. Please subscribe. Please leave your comments. Please help me in making new and interesting videos like this if this is something that you want to see. And thank you for watching.